since I'm just coming back from all the COVID protocol and stuff, and still recovering from my foot stuff, they're like, yeah, you're not pushing it.
It's the left, right?
Yeah, left.
How did you get hurt? Do you remember?
No idea. It's a mystery. They think I hit a base wrong, just running bases, and then continuing to play on it, continue to push through it, just over time, got worse.
And how disappointing was it?
Tough.
I mean,
Nothing I could do about it, but it was tough.
I mean, as far as how did you handle it? You were thinking you might be in Arlington this season at some point, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was the goal. Still is the goal, but at the same time, it's 12 weeks of doing nothing while everybody else is playing it, so took a little stab at ego. That's all right.
How were you able to handle that? I know you have some things you do emotionally, or
I'm big into the mental game of baseball, but I think the way I handled it at first was like, dang, pity me, right? Or pity me sitting on the couch with my foot up while everybody else is playing. But then I was just like, how can I take advantage of this time to stay ready, to stay prepared for when my foot is healed, when it is time to go? Can I just jump in and be a part of everything and not have to like work back and slowly get back? And so that was my main focus. That's what I really dove into.
I read some stuff about you. Did you change your diet at some point or something?
Oh, definitely. I wanted to come back fitter and lighter for my foot and for myself.
So that was pretty recent?
Yeah, that was during my injury. I was out in a house, renting a house out there in Arizona. So I started learning how to cook, made every meal. You probably wouldn't like it, but I like it. So that's all.
What's your favorite thing that you cook?
Oh gosh, don't ask me that. Every night was something different, but I fell in love with getting these elk medallions and just grilling them. I don't know, that was it.
Say elk?
Elk medallions, yeah.
So lean stuff.
Lean, yeah.
You don't help yourself though.
A lot of vegetables and stuff too.
Oh yeah, crushed veggies and fruit.
So you learned to like it though, right? It's
Oh yeah,
not just,
I love it. I love it.
They don't have vegetables and love it, right?
No. Just steak.
Sorry, 50.
Yeah.
Talk about I guess your trainer when you were young taught you some stuff about being able to.
The mental game, yeah. So my dad introduced me to Brian Kane when I was 11 years old, and I still work with him personally today. He'll probably be, I consider him part of my inner circle, so he'll probably be around for my entire career and beyond. But yeah, he's the guy that got me on my motto for the year being surrender the result. You can't do anything about what happened, so it's like every moment is independent of the next moment. So why do you get so wrapped up on it? And I think that's the biggest takeaway for me. Knowing this game is a game of failure. How am I gonna go up there and my first at bat strike out and not let that affect, and be like a snowball effect to my next at bats, or to take it out onto the field. So that was just something I learned at a pretty young age, but it's always something you gotta be reminded of too, because you get lost when you're playing. And that's my biggest thing, is being convicted of my self-talk. I know in college you got a lot of stuff for talking my bat, but now it's more just talking to myself and having convicted self-talk.
It must be harder, I guess, if you're in a slump than just striking out once or twice.
100%, because you just kind of get into like a rhythm of saying the same thing over and over again. You just fall into a rhythm, fall into a habit. But what I've realized, at least the last few weeks at Frisco, was like, you got to be convicted when you're saying what you're saying. Is what I'm telling myself. I'm going through my approach. I got to be convicted on it every single time.
And the other thing you talked about, be water.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds about the same.
Yeah.
Just
so yeah, surrender the result and be water were the two key phrases I took away from my time rehabbing. I watched a Bruce Lee documentary over that time span, and Tom versus Time, the Tom Brady series that came out a few years ago. I rewatched it. But yeah, being water, just when things happen, just flow with it. Just let it ride. Don't try to make something out of it. Just let it happen. It happened. So like if I go over 4, oh well, I got more tomorrow. It's over.
And you think it's helping?
Oh, 100%. Now, it's hard, right? Baseball sucks. You can go up there and strike out 4 times, and it's the same as going up there and hitting 4 shots that get caught. So it's just how figuring it out. And it's a constant battle. I think it is a constant battle. Like I can be in a really good headspace, but sometimes like, dang man, I really wish one of those balls would fall. And so it's a constant battle. But it's always understanding how to get back to like the convicted self-talk, the just grinding it out, but understanding and surrendering the result.
Did you play other sports where it would be easier to get back because there's, you only get up 4 or 5 times in baseball?
I was a quarterback. That's really the only other thing I did. I attempted to play basketball in middle school, but that was a game of failure for me. I didn't make many baskets.
But if you throw a pick, you gotta go back out there pretty quickly.
Yeah, we actually ran Texas Tech's offense when I was in high school, and so I'd have 70, 80 attempts a game. So we threw the ball a lot. So I did throw my fair share of interceptions, some pick sixes in there too. We're not going to talk about that. But yeah, I definitely had more success throwing passes than I do hitting.
Cliff was kind of a local guy. But...
Yeah, he was around. But that's just it. We threw the ball a lot. And so definitely had a lot more success, especially when you're throwing it 1 yard. I mean, more success, just catch and run.
It's only one game. Can you tell any difference in the pitching?
Just from what I've been talking to the guys about, the expectation of pitching coming up, it's more they're up there, they're going to get you out and they don't care how they do it. Whereas I feel like lower levels might be, the pitchers are still working on developing their pitches, working on sequencing, doing that kind of stuff. So yeah, last night was a dogfight and I loved it. It kind of juiced me up to all right, here we go. I really don't know who you guys are, but let's go. Let's get after it.
Is there a plan? I mean, have they told you about September or anything yet
No,
at this point?
no. Right now it's just get back to playing every day after that 10-day vacation I had. It's basically just get back to playing and play the best baseball I can. I've been doing that.
Was this a contact tracing or did you test?
Yeah, we were just under COVID protocol. We had a little outbreak in the clubhouse. So it was just a little deal. Tough, but it happens.
Thanks.
Was there do you have any directive as far, like, what are you focused on being here, however long you're here, what do you most want to get better at here? What's your focus?
So honestly, the convicted self-talk every at bat, because I feel like there's some times where I can get lost up in the little scatter report that we have, and I start trying to outthink or overthink what they're going to do to me. And so my thing is just like stick to my approach. Don't go up there with any other thought, but being on the fastball and swinging at the bottom inside part of it, and swinging down at it. And that's pretty much what I'm telling myself in the box, is just be on time for the fastball, see the bottom inside part of it, and let's go to work.
From those mental thoughts and the mental side of the game, I guess what were, if any, challenges as far as kind of teaching yourself that and believing that yourself? What were the challenges to get to where you're at now?
Success. Having success with it or not. Because I did a ton of vision training over my time sitting on my butt. So I went through all that, but it's like, okay, now the application part of it in game, will it be successful for me or will it not be? And so when I was out in Arizona playing in my rehab games and stuff, I had some pretty good success. So I was like, okay, I know it works. So now when I'm getting into the nitty gritty, when I'm playing every single day, the days where you don't feel like you're at your best, are you still committed to that plan, or do you let it get away from you? And I can honestly say some days that I let it get away from me. And that's when things would start to spiral, where I would have an 0 for 4 turn into an 0 for 20. So it's like, okay, it's just a constant battle. How can I get up today, no matter how I feel, and still be committed, convicted to my approach?
Were you able to maintain your weight when you changed your diet?
These last 10 days I got a little heavy. I didn't cook. I was living with a host family out in Frisco and they were cooking, and I didn't say no to any of the food. So I put on a few pounds I didn't want, but it's okay. But I wasn't playing. I wasn't running around every day. So, but kudos to him. He made the best food, so I ate a lot of it.
So they're converting you back.
Yeah, I gotta get back on my meat and veggies plan.
Thank you.
Fruit, pineapple.
Okay, I got 5 quick ones. This is gonna be fun, all right?
Let's do it.
All right, there are no stupid answers, only stupid questions. All right, what's your favorite baseball movie?
Sandlot.
All right, turf or grass?
Grass.
Go-to song when you get in your car?
Ooh. Right now it's slow. It's called Slow.
Okay. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
One horse-sized duck.
Okay. And pineapple on a pizza?
Oof. They cannot be together. I don't think they're together. They need to stay separate. That's how it was intended originally, and we're gonna keep it that way.
Okay, bonus question, mayo on a hot dog?
Mayo. I take nothing on a hot dog, so that's a definite no.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
I got just one real quick. How is it playing baseball in Texas after playing Texas Tech, Frisco, and now here in Round Rock?
I mean, my entire life has been baseball in Texas, so it's fantastic. Now going down south, like the Corpus, that's a little too humid. That sucks. But playing baseball in Texas is nice because family can come to the games. People I know can come to the games, so it always kind of feels like a home game wherever
Awesome. Awesome. That's all I got.
First impressions of Round Rock and Dell Diamond?
Played a game here in high school all-star game back in 16. First time the atmosphere last night, loved it. I love the energy. Fireworks pretty cool. Venue's nice. Can't wait to play third so I can actually see everything instead of just being in the dugout. But we'll have to wait on that one.
Awesome. Good deal.